Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Cancer. If Cancer is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so our card tonight is the Four of Cups, which has everything to do with luxury. Okay, and let's take a look at what these tea leaves have to say tonight. Right off the bat, I'm seeing we have an I right here, but then we have a 22. So 22 is an important number. We have that I right there, right in the middle of the, you can see the circle there, the T from the T. It is on the flat of the cups. So I do feel like in your kind of waking life, mundane life, in your base reality, there is a sense of, real clarity. I think, honestly, for maybe the first time in a long time, there is a sense of looking out over the circumstances of your life in the moment, current circumstances, and being very honest with yourself. I think that at times, you can get kind of carried out into these more emotional realms where you kind of drift into fantasy and desire and maybe even kind of habitual coping mechanisms. And you spend your time out there because, of course, it is something of your creation, and you are, as a Cancer, a very creative person, but also a very particular person. You like what you like. You don't like to spend time in other people's realities if they do not complement, your likes, your, I was going to say your proclivities. It could be that. But, just how you like things. It's hard to walk into somebody else's world if it is far, far, far from yours and it's uncomfortable, right? And we all have done this, even when you're young. I think, you end up going to friends' houses, or there's a lot more kind of forced social interactions. And you do. Sometimes you walk into a reality that is so unlike the way that you live at home, or that you are used to, accustomed to. And it can be very confronting. It can be very uncomfortable. It's kind of like, it feels strange. It's like you're kind of walking into a whole different realm, which I think it's important to experience that, especially in those younger years, because you need to know people live differently, right? But I do think that it's one of the things you avoid the most in life. It's just, you absolutely are not that into being around other people's little micro worlds. You like your own. You have been very particular about how you like things set up. I think that you take a lot of time to research and go find the things, the objects, the materials and so on that you like to fill your sacred space with. And And so I think, you know, you can get very lost in that. You are living a life, you know, in your own wilderness, really. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that. It sounds pretty awesome to me. But then there are times where, yeah, you go through these cycles where you are very immediately present in life and life around you. You're seeing things, you know, with that high sun, no shadows cast, no place to hide. You are there, right in the thing. And you look around at your life and you might think, okay, well, some of this stuff is really great. And some of this stuff, what is it doing here? You know, what am I doing? Why do I still have certain people in my life? Why am I, you know, doing the same things over and over and they don't work out for me? I don't even enjoy them, right? But I keep doing it. You know, things like this. So I think this is a time where it's really, I mean, it's there. It's right in front of your face. And I think there is a sense of, I think, being more open to making some really noticeable changes, things that are going to alter the you know, the way that you live. You know, and listen, it could be that you're moving your furniture around the house. You you want things to look different. But it could be, you know, much bigger than that. Leaving a relationship, beginning a relationship, moving, you know, I don't know, quitting a job, starting a job, going back to school, whatever it is. I mean, but it's something that, I think it's something that it's been there. It's been right there. And you've been off in this other place for quite a while. Your interior space, in your, you know, in your interior realms. And you're emerging, you know, back into everyday life, at least for a spell here. And let's see. I know I'm going off a little bit on this one formation. Here I see we have a person who is kind of holding something. It looks like they are kind of, you know, really looking it over. And I can almost imagine going out into the world there, finding something, you know, maybe looking for treasures. Maybe you're out there looking for special rocks. You know, I could spend my whole day looking for rocks and fossils and things. But I think that there's a sense of you finding the thing that, you know, I think that we have these times in our life where we just kind of, you know, we're just sailing. We're just going smoothly. Things are fine. You know, they're not always great, but they're fine. And then something happens and you start to notice, yeah, there was something there. I really was so impassioned by it. It was like this motivating force for me. I never quite grasped it, or you know, other things came up and I had to kind of start doing, you know, maybe something else, or I got lost in the you know, the busyness of life and such, and didn't go back to it. But then, you know, it's like the little rock in your shoe, right? You just feel like there's just something there. Something needs to change here. This is uncomfortable. I don't know what it is exactly. And you start, you know, eliminating things from your life, changing things around, trying out different things. And in that quest, you know, as we create space in our life, and we have more time, because let's face it, if you think about your day and you really look at your routines, and I say this as a mom because a mom and, you know, basically the housekeeper here. Every single day of my life, I am doing a million little things. I have big things, of course, but, you know, they add up. I'm picking up socks. I'm, you know, cleaning up the counter space. I'm, you know, starting a load of laundry and trying to make a cup of tea and, you know, all these little things, and they add up and they add up. And next thing you know, it's halfway through the day. And so at times, you know, we have to kind of look at what are we doing? Where can we streamline some of this stuff? And I don't just mean like domestic, you know, you probably maybe are not a stay-at-home parent or whatever, but out of the you know, the tasks at home. But you know, we can apply this to anywhere. Every little thing that we do, it takes up a little more time. Well, when we start to eliminate some of the things, you know, recently I quit drinking coffee. And the ritual of making coffee for myself, you know, throughout the day, I realize now it was taking up at least 30 minutes of my day every day. And so, you know, we eliminate things. I'm not telling you to quit coffee. I love coffee. Don't be me. But, you know, we create this time to do other things, to look for other things. We are presented with more opportunities to, you know, introduce other novel things into our life that maybe feel very, very important. And they probably are, you know, taking up hobbies, passions, working on things that could end up, you know, creating some kind of resources for ourselves, learning, you know, being impassioned by life, indulging our desires, you know, whatever it is. And we forget, you know, we pack our lives so full of, from the beginning of, you know, the day when you wake up until the moment you're going to sleep, you're probably pretty busy, you know, but I think we owe it to ourselves to, you know, at times, yeah, let go of some things. Look at our list of priorities, you know, give ourselves some time to wander through life, to go looking for beautiful rocks, stones, you know, or go thrift storing, or looking for a book, or, you know, whatever it is that you like to do. I remember when I was a young, probably a preteen, I started buying, back then, it was right in the time where records were still around, but they weren't as cool. We had cassettes, and then pretty soon after it was like CDs came out. But the hunt of looking for music, analog music, looking for something to, you know, to try a new band. I was one of those people. I always looked at the album covers, you know, the art, and so many bands I discovered just based on that, you know. And just that feeling, that, I mean, really activating that hunter-gatherer, you know, energy. And I can see in your life there is this, it is beckoning you. Okay, so go looking. Go make some time, you know, put something aside, at least for one day a week. Give yourself some time to go on a little walkabout, right? Oh, and this water. I'm trying to have a little button I can click, but my leg is so short. Okay, let's see. What else do we have going on? Oh, okay, we have a beautiful an oven. Right here you can see the oven, and it has the little chimney on the top. And this is like an old school oven, right? Like kind of made out of clay or something. And we have a person standing here, you can see, and another person here that looks like they're holding a baby. Okay, and so I can imagine the scene of baking or being around the hearth at home, with your loved ones. Maybe this is like a wood stove, or something like that. And there's a feeling of many generations of strong women, okay? Probably strong men as well, of course, but here we're going to talk about the women. And I feel that there's a sense of togetherness. There's a sense of passing sacred knowledge down, from one generation to the next. And, there's just a sense of deep community here. Now, I also see that we have a person down here and another wearing a dress and maybe an apron, okay? And at the same time, there seems to be almost this feeling of a wound there. And I feel that, and maybe this will be a bit touchy here. It could, I really, it just, even when I was starting the reading, it kind of was entering my mind as I was like, okay, I'm going to see how this maybe shows itself. I'm not sure. But there is a feeling of, your mother or a mother figure who, a very intelligent and beautiful and clever and, skillful person, okay, but also treated poorly, probably by their partner, maybe even by their own family of origin, the men in their family, and maybe the women too, I don't know. But it does feel like there is this conflict, that there is this feeling of like a deep kinship with the women. And then there is this kind of sickness or just this ill will, almost just a carelessness, abrasive, and to know somebody so beautiful and so profoundly in tune with the universe, and they are a person that you look up to, a person that you love infinitely, somebody who, when they speak, you are captivated by them. When they, you're hurt and they hold you and kiss you better, it's being like, just totally showered in light. And yet they let this person close to them that is, treats them so poorly, and it's hard to understand. And even I think it can make you resent the person who is being treated badly, who may even be being abused. And it's hard to understand how do you let that happen? Why do you keep letting this happen? Why is this person kept in our home, our sacred space, in our family, our most sacred bonds? And I think this is something that even through years of trying to process and heal and, you know, not only forgive, but have great empathy. Because I think you do, you know, in the front of your mind, in the most logical places in your mind, it is that you understand these things happen. They happen to, you know, all kinds of people. It doesn't matter how intelligent you are, how beautiful you are, how creative or divine you might be. These things happen. And to get away from it is not so easy as somebody from the outside might think. It's easy to tell somebody, well, just do this. This will fix it all. You know, but I think that it's so nuanced, of course, we know that. But I think that this is something that you carry with you. I mean, it really has colored the lens of your life for some time. I don't know that it always will. But I think that you're very aware of these feelings, or at least you're emerging into a place where you are finding connections and patterns within your own living relating back to this dynamic. And I think, you know, this is not an easy place to go navigating. In fact, it is a place that can it can be some of the roughest waters that we go through, you know. So I want you to know that you are loved, first of all. And, you know, however you go through this place of thinking, this place of remembering, this place of making connection and self-archaeology, please be taking care of yourself, and please be reaching out to your support people. This is not easy stuff, and you absolutely deserve to have somebody there to help support you through it. But I also think, you know, this is a thing where you maybe have had a relationship that mirrored this dynamic. We often do, don't we? But I don't think that you have been stuck in that generational trauma. I think that you have actively chosen against it. I think not only that, you've chosen not to be somebody who treats other people poorly as well. Because that's the other thing, is we can take on the attributes of both sides of the thing quite easily. You know, and we don't like to admit that to ourselves, but that's the truth of it. You know, it's not so black and white. There's usually coping mechanisms that we pick up where, you know, it seems that we can protect ourselves with them. And often it is being quite a brute sometimes, being, you know, pretty cutting and on the offense. And but I think that you haven't allowed this to seep into you so deeply. And so, you know, I think that this is it feels like maybe a small miracle, but it's not. It's a big deal. It's a big deal to decide, I'm not going to be treated this way, and I'm not going to treat other people this way. You know, I'm going to do my best that my children don't know this kind of life. I'm going to do my best. That my partner does not know this kind of life. That I don't know this kind of life anymore. And it's not easy. It's not easy to think about those things. All right, let's see. What else do we have going on? We have, I wanted to see if we had any letters. And let me just tell you, I love hearing when you see things in here. I also see a lot of, the thing is, it's so funny because I'll see things, I don't always mention every little thing. If I did, I would be here all night because when you read tea leaves or you do any kind of work like this where you're looking for like visual patterns, you see them all over the place. Like all day, every day, I'm seeing things and all kinds of stuff. But the funny thing is, I will go when I'm getting the video ready to post it and stuff. I'll look at it and I'll be like, how did I not see that? There's so many other things I did not even see. Oh, okay. So we have another 22. So that's repeating again. We have another 22. So that's repeated. Now we do have, it looks like maybe, I'm guessing it's a wolf. It kind of looks like maybe like a jackal or a, what's the other one? The hyena, like maybe a hyena. You can see the face here, the eyes and the ear, and here's the kind of the snoot, and here's the body and the legs. And it looks like it's a little, kind of standing at a weird bent angle a bit. So I do kind of feel like it is the sense of this hyena, which, what a scrappy little things. I mean, they're not even really that little. They seem like in your mind, like, oh, that's not a very big dog, kind of canine-y looking thing. But they're pretty big. But my goodness, the hyena as a symbol for me, it is that when you get going on something, you do not let go. You are going to see that thing to the end. And so I really do. I think that you are coming up on, some part of your life where I do think that you will be making some changes, okay, because we had that eye, remember. But I also think that there's a sense of finding some kind of new project, okay. There's something that you're going to go for this kind of, looking for some new hobbies, maybe something that impassions you, and whatever it is, I really think that you're going to be like, like in a fixation mode for a while. And so I think this will be a good time, though. I think that this is, when you don't have a project or you don't have something that really is captivating you, it's almost like it's just a piece of life that's missing. It's like you're like a lover is missing. Like they're gone, and what do I do with myself now? I've been spending all this time being in love, and now I've been, left with that kind of hole there in my life. But I don't think it's necessarily that. I think that it's a sense of finding some purpose for all of that creativity and passion that you have. Okay. And I think that, as you get into that place, that's where we really do hit on that kind of emotional luxury that we see in the Four of Cups. Okay, so we have a big fish. It looks like a bass even. So you, I think, really are on your way to... I feel like not only getting that thing that you really is going to, like, just captivate you. But I feel like there's going to be some accomplishment here. I think that this is something that maybe you could even make money doing it. And I don't know that it's like your main source of income, but I think it'll be something where maybe there's some kind of like competing, or you know, you're creating some kind of thing that you can sell, or you know, whatever it is. But I think that there will be kind of getting into this flow, into this groove of things, and a notable ability that you have. You're just really good at it. And then we have like kind of a little smiley face right here. So I think it's going to be a really kind of good time, just in general. You're having a good time. Okay. So let's see. We'll see what the doors have to say. We have our divine doors cards here, and I'm going to go ahead and flip through, and I'm going to stop where it feels right. Okay, and we have oh yes, from a temple. We have one of the Buddhas there. Offerings. Abundance lies in the heart that allows. Share more than expected and see love come around. Yes. I like it. It's always one of my favorites. Okay. Cancer, I want to tell you I love you, I love you, I love you, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. I should have said this at the beginning, and I had meant to. I'm going to do it before I do all my other things. My husband over at Dove and Serpent Tarot is almost at 200K subscribers. And so I really implore you, if you have not subscribed to him yet, please go over to his channel and subscribe. He's almost there. So we want to get him to 200K, hopefully by the end of this weekend. And yeah, so that would be great. He's amazing. I'm not biased. He really is a great reader. Other than that, if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read them all and they mean the world to me. Okay. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. I love you. I'll talk to you in a few days. Take care of yourself.